Doing yoga is a perfect way to improve your health and boost your mood. The poses, or as they're called in yoga, asanas, you're about to see are simple but effective. They can solve many problems. For example, relieve all kinds of back pain. Number 1. Mountain pose. We'll start with the most basic yoga exercise. Stand straight. Place your heels slightly apart. Your big toes should touch each other. Don't bend any part of your back or neck. Your spine has to be straight. Keep your shoulders back and your chin parallel to the floor. To make sure you're doing it correctly, choose any distant object in front of you and look at it while performing this asana. Now, stretch your arms as if you're trying to reach the sky, with your palms facing each other. Stand like this for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Take deep, slow breaths and try to think positive thoughts. Number 2. Stand straight and bend your right leg at the knee. Then put your right foot high up on your left thigh. Make sure your sole is placed firm and flat just above your knee joint. Your left knee shouldn't be bent. If you're a beginner, you can hold on to the wall to keep your balance. But if you can stand like that without any support, raise your arms overhead and then lower them into Namaste. It means you need to place your hands at your heart level, your palms together. Stay in this position while taking deep breaths for at least 30 seconds. Then gently bring your hands down to your sides. Lower your right leg and repeat everything with the left leg. Number 3. Downward facing dog pose. Place your hands and knees on the floor. Your palms should be underneath your shoulders and your knees should be underneath your hips. Now, curl your toes under and lift your hips by straightening your legs. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Your body should form an upside-down V shape. Don't raise your head and try to look directly in front of you. Hold this position for 1 minute and don't forget to breathe properly. This exercise helps you stretch your calves and hamstrings and makes your legs, arms, and back stronger. It's also effective for relieving back pain. Number 4. One-legged downward-facing dog pose. This pose is pretty much like the previous one, but this time you'll need to straighten one leg and lift it. You're supposed to feel your stomach muscles tighten. Hold this position for at least 10 seconds, then switch the leg. Do this exercise a couple of times for each leg and remember not to bend your knees. Also, your body should form a straight line from your outstretched foot to your head. Number 5. Downward-facing hero pose. Now you'll need your yoga mat. Sit down on the floor with your backside resting on your heels. Spread your knees to the sides while keeping your feet together. Lean forward and try to put your chest, palms, and forehead on the floor. Stretch your hands forward as far as you can. Try to hold this position for at least 30 seconds. Number 6. Cobra pose. Lie down on your belly and put your hands on the floor underneath your shoulders. Bend your elbows and hug them into your sides. Press the tops of your feet, your thighs, and your hips to the floor. Inhale and begin to straighten your arms and lift your chest off the floor. Make sure the lower part of your body stays on the floor. Hold the pose anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds. Don't forget to breathe steadily. Exhale and lower your upper body back to the floor. This position makes your spine more flexible and spinal support muscles stronger. It also opens up your chest and the entire front of the body. Number 7. Child's pose. It's probably the most famous and relaxing yoga pose. Kneel down on the floor and spread your knees hip-width apart. Make sure that your heels touch your backside. Take a deep breath and exhale. Then bend forward. Move your hands over the floor so that your palms reach as far as possible. Since this asana is a resting pose, you can stay in it from 30 seconds to a few minutes. It helps you relieve stress, calms the brain, eases lower back pain, and also stretches your thighs and hips. Number 8. Camel pose. Now, don't hurry to get up. To do the next asana, you'll need to sit on your knees on the floor, with your heels under your backside. Your thumbs should be resting on the back of your ribs, and the other 4 fingers should be wrapped around your sides. Make sure your elbows are pointing out. Raise up to an upright kneeling position and use your hands to lift your rib cage. If you feel you can do it, reach your hands back one by one and grasp your heels. Inhale and begin to move your hips forward. This will move your center of gravity towards your knees. Once your rib cage opens, try to stretch out your neck by letting your head come back. If it doesn't work for you, keep your chin tucked in. When you're ready to finish, bring your chin forward and your hands back to your hips. This pose stretches the entire front of your body, including your abdomen, chest, and quadriceps. Most people bend their spines forward while sitting. By flexing it in the opposite direction, you release some tension. Number 9. Butterfly pose. Sit straight. Put the soles of your feet together and spread your knees to the sides. Then start to bring them as close to the floor as you can. You can lean on the wall with your shoulder blades. This way, you'll be able to control your posture better. Stretch upward, then bend forward, moving your hands as far as you can. You should try to put your stomach flat on the floor. This will make your pelvis joints do a really great job. You can hold this position for 1 to 3 minutes, breathing deeply and thinking positive thoughts. Number 10. Wide-angle seated forward bend pose. Sit on the floor and spread your legs as wide as you can. Try not to bend them at the knees. Breathe in and lift your hands up. Then breathe out and lean forward as much as you can. Make sure you don't round your back. Instead, only lean in as much as you can while keeping your back straight. If you can, try to touch your stomach to the floor. Do this asana 8 to 10 times. Each time, hold your position for a minute or so. Number 11. Candlestick pose. Lie down on your back, bring your legs overhead, transferring your weight to your shoulders. Draw your elbows together and place your hands on your lower back for additional support. Now, you can either remain in this position with your feet facing the ceiling, or you can try to touch the floor behind your head with your toes. Be extremely careful and do everything very slowly. Make sure the weight remains on your shoulders and your neck is relaxed. Stay in this position for 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Number 12. Shoulder bridge pose. Lie on your back and bend your knees. Your feet should be flat on the floor and shoulder width apart. Put your arms by your sides. If you can, place your hands over your ankles. Now, slowly lift your hips. Make sure your shoulders, neck, and head stay on the floor. Hold this pose for 1 minute, then relax. Repeat this asana a couple more times. Number 13. Relaxation pose, Savasana. Lie flat on your back. Your legs should be straight and your arms relaxed at your sides. Make sure your hands face upward. Close your eyes and start breathing naturally. Start to relax each part of your body in turn. Lie like that for at least 3 minutes to release all the muscles and joints in your body. These asanas not only improve your overall health but also boost your mental state and productivity. But what makes them really amazing is that you don't need any special equipment or even much time to do them every day. It's sometimes better to have a 30-minute yoga session several times a week than a 2-hour workout once a week. Even though none of these poses require special equipment, make sure your clothes allow you to bend and stretch. And remember, normally there are no restrictions for yoga exercises. But if you feel any discomfort while doing any of these asanas, or if you have any special health condition, consult your doctor before you start practicing. Namaste.